your tourist, right? Go ahead.
Martin, as you look ahead, to talk to you, what are your thoughts on the current situation?
I think it's been a long and difficult week, and of course, our aim all along is to get the St Andrews Agreement implemented. That's the chief responsibility of both governments. But within all of that, we've come through what I think has been a very important negotiation in which, as we stand here today, very significant progress has been made. And still some things to be ironed out, but resolvable. And Gerry and I both look forward to going into those discussions tomorrow with a view to completing them as soon as possible. And I have to say that the efforts of our negotiating team were absolutely extraordinary. I know that other political parties were there, big efforts were made, people were up, most of the night and very, very little sleep. But Gerry and our team were absolutely amazing. And our aim all through the discussions was to see the transfer of power in policing and justice, and to see all of the other issues that are attached to the St Andrews Agreement effectively implemented or put into a process which will see them finally brought to completion. But in all of this, and I indicated this to Peter Robinson right throughout the course of his tenure as First Minister, which was a year after Ian Paisley came in as First Minister, and we spent a year and a half together in that office. The way the government was being run was absolutely untenable, and there was no way I could run a government on my own. Partnership means partnership, equality means equality, and we are people who represent people who have been denied equality and partnership and respect and justice for most of their lives. Those days are over. We are no longer second-class citizens. And last weekend we had the extraordinary sight of the British Prime Minister and at least half a dozen telephone calls to me on the Saturday night and the Sunday asking me to go to London. I said, no, Gordon, I am not going to London. The St Andrews Agreement is the responsibility of the two governments. It is your duty to implement it. We in Sinn Féin are not the problem. So I hope that we can move on. I hope that we will move forward on the basis of recognising that what has happened over the course of the last 2.5 years has not been a happy place for me, certainly as Deputy First Minister, not been a happy place for citizens out there who are afflicted by all sorts of difficulties in terms of losing their jobs. The attack on poverty has to be led by government. The protection of people's rights has to be led by government. And I think what we need to get back to is recognising that the agreements that we've made are agreements that have to be honoured. And I certainly think that both governments made it clear to us on the run into all of this that we had honoured all of ours. What we needed in these negotiations was for others, and that included the two governments, to honour theirs.
Mr. Adams, can I ask you, as you look ahead to tomorrow, do you think there's a willingness and a determination to achieve a deal?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've a couple, as Martin has said, a couple of issues to sort out yet, but our intention was, as he has outlined it, and hopefully we'll get the remaining issues resolved.
What are the remaining issues?
Well, I don't want to talk about the detail of any of this. We have an assembly group meeting tomorrow. We adjourned a party meeting earlier on in the week. We're going to reconvene both meetings tomorrow morning at Stormont, and Martin and myself will give our colleagues a full report on what has transpired.
Are you confident?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bloody Sunday, 2010.